Welcome to my Get a Life moment for today. I'm Lisa Davies and I'm joined today by a really interesting chap. Most people will know him, but maybe you won't. Maybe you're from the global audience. Maybe you don't know him yet. Well, you're in for a treat. I am joined today by the one and only Mr. Brad Burton. Hi, Brad.
Hi, Lisa, you all right?
Yeah, I'm really good, thank you. Thank you for joining me for today. So for those of the people who are watching who do not know who you are, who is Brad Burton?
It depends on which side of the coin you want to look at. So I'm the guy who's left school when I was 16 with no qualifications. Got shot at when I was 21. Been addicted to drugs twice. Done 4 years on benefits. Delivered pizzas at 31. I was addicted to drugs twice. Did I say that? I'm not sure. But nonetheless, so that's one side of the coin. Or I could be Brad Burton, the UK's #1 motivational business speaker, the author of 4 books, in fact, the highest rated business author, a 5-star business author on Amazon, or the UK's #1 motivational business speaker. Or I could be Brad Burton, the founder of 4 Network and the UK's once largest joined up business network. And when I say once, COVID came along and ruined that plan.
Yeah. Wow. That's a whistle-stop tour through your life, isn't it? Just so, yeah. Let's just retrace a few steps there then. So, you know, you have got the most amazing business, and you had the most amazing face-to-face networking business across the UK, and now it's all online. And I happen to know, I've heard a little Dicky Bird told me that you're writing your 5th, which will no doubt be best-selling book. But let's just retrack a bit. How did you get, what was the journey? How did you get from no qualifications, getting shot at? How did you get from that to where you are now?
So I'm 47. Let's put this into a few chapters of my life. So you get the start, the middle, and the end. So the start bit was really a normal childhood. Everything was cool about my childhood. My dad left when I was 6 months old. He wasn't a great dad, in all fairness. He was not a great role model. Complete alpha male. A very dominant guy, physically tough, violent, that kind of street smart kind of head the ball. My mum actually remarried and my stepfather was amazing. They actually divorced when I was 7 or 8, but to this day I still call him father or dad, and I contact him and stuff as such. So my childhood was good. It was good, let me be quite clear. There's no abuse in there. There's nothing that's untoward whatsoever in my life. It was a really good childhood. My mum was, and she still is, exceptional lady who brought me up as a single parent. And I was always the class clown. I was an entertainer. And then if they look at the middle bit of my life, from probably 20 to 31, I got involved in the rave scene, which was great. You know, did loads of drugs, which was fabulous. And would I want my children doing them? No. But honestly, I've got to say, you know, I had some amazing experiences throughout that time. And then, like I said, I got shot at when I was 21, 22.
How did that come about?
It's not a great story. It's not a positive story.
Right.
If anyone, genuinely, it's like a really, if anyone is interested, like genuinely, it's in chapter 2.
Have a look in the book. Yeah.
No, I'm not trying to sell books.
No. Yeah, I've read the book. It's a great book.
But I can tell you the story. But it'll just bring everyone down. It's not a good story. It's a horrible, dark story. Nothing to do with me. I just ended up getting caught in a crossfire.
In the wrong place at the wrong time.
Well, not really, no. I was protecting my family from some horrible, nasty fucking people. So the bottom line is, you know, not a great story, but it caused me to move away from Salford, Manchester, my home for 21 years, and I moved away from Salford, Manchester to Somerset. And I remember being alone in Somerset. So, you know, I was the man. I was the life and soul of the party. Now I'm over in Somerset. I know nobody. Like, literally, I've had to start again. I moved to Somerset with a bag of clothes, a bin liner full of clothes. True story. I've actually got a video footage of it. You say, well, why have you got video footage? I actually had a camera. I had a video camera, full-size video camera, and a bag of clothes. That was all I had, my assets. I've actually got the tape somewhere of me arriving in Weston-super-Mare, and we must really convert that. So anyway, bottom line is, look, I was on the benefits for a few years, just bumming about, wasn't really... I was enjoying life in that I was doing nothing. I was just thinking, but I was also sad wanting to go back to my old life, my friends, my family, everything that I once knew. And I ended up getting a job in a computer game shop, sort of blagged my way into the job as a shop manager, and I was exceptional. I did beautifully. They had 12 shops at the time. They made me the regional leader, the regional boss, whatever. And my sales, I just smashed it.
Yeah.
And I'm not a salesperson, but what I am is someone who sells through enthusiasm. I'm so excitable about stuff that people go, oh, this sounds amazing.
It's infectious, isn't it? It's infectious. That's what it is.
Funny, that's what people say about me. And I've never, it's a bit like saying to a fish, what's the water like? And the fish says, what water? You know, it's just there.
Yeah.
But I do have infectious enthusiasm. So anyway, bottom line is, I kind of up and down with a career. I kind of got myself back to some sort of semblance. And then in 2004, I told my employer to shove a job up the arse and actually walked out of the job. And then I started my own business off in 2004, effectively. That was the end of it. December the 16th, I walked out of the job. And then the next 18 months, started a marketing business off. And then when it really gets interesting is I went to these networking events, business networking events. And in political terms, you had the loony left where nothing quite happened, Shapley, Bollivants, the mayor talking about local parking provision at the shopping centre. And then you had the hardcore right, where's your leads, where's your referrals, where's it? And I'm thinking, this is like, where was the mainstream of networking? That didn't appeal to me, that didn't. And I created For Networking. And everyone laughed at my face and said it would never work. I come up with something really unique, like genuinely unique and innovative in the networking space. And for the people who don't know who I am, in layman's terms, imagine conventional networking is you've got a laptop computer and that's your group. With For Networking, what we did is I thought, it's like the internet. Why can't we link all those laptops together? So as a member, you didn't join one group, you didn't have one laptop. It was connected to all the other laptops, so you could go to up to 5,000 a year. And obviously COVID came along, and it kind of smashed that. So the whole really thing when my life started picking up was from 31 onwards, and it just shows you I'm 47 now. For the last 16 years, I would consider it, certainly from where I'm sat, a relative success. Books, I'm a motivational speaker. I do genuinely speak at the highest level. And it's funny because I look at, the way that I look, people said, oh, you can't start a business off, you've got no working capital. You can't write a book with offensive titles. You can't be a motivational speaker. You look like a drug dealer. I'm not, by the way, anymore. But it can all change. And so you look at this, the way that I look, this is how I speak when I'm on stage at the highest level. And I think I send a message to people which says, I am the product. In that actually you can be anything that you want. So the fact that I'm a northern lad with no qualifications and this, that, and the other, why do I get booked by JCB, Bentley, Zero, the business? Do you know why is that? And it's because I believe I'm unique. But we're all unique. The difference is I think so many people kind of dumb down the unique to fit in. And actually, I've never done that.
They become beige, don't they? They become beige in a multicoloured world. Yeah. It's interesting, isn't it? Because, I speak on stage as well, and it's really interesting because I have colleagues. There's two camps, isn't there, when it comes to speaking, that you're suited and booted and you walk the stage and you've got to have it all absolutely off the pat, which is hence why I've never done a TEDx talk. I've just done a TEDx workshop because standing on a spot and saying something verbatim is not my style. It's not yours either. And so I think it's that relatability. You're relatable to people in the audience that, if you effing blind and you walk about and you turn up with your Adidas, trainers on, or exactly. People kind of I get that. You're like me. I could be like you.
So when I go on stage, straight away, I know the first thing that I do is that I walk on stage and I walk on there like I'm 10 men. And I do that on purpose. And I know that half the audience are thinking, well, this is intriguing. The other half are thinking, this guy's a dickhead. And either way, I'm good. I've got them sat up.
They're taking notice,
And that's what I do. I make people take notice of whatever I do. I get eyeballs on. So by default, I'm a marketeer. I'm the biggest marketing weapon that any business can have, and I've got several businesses, and that's what I do.
Yeah. So you said obviously COVID came along. Bit of a shock, really. We work quite.
Lisa, it wasn't. And what I mean by that is I've played enough computer games in my life to kind of know where this was going. And I mean that sincerely. I'm a computer game player. I've been playing them for 30, 40 years. And, there's games out there when the pandemic reaches and there's no cure, it could go one of two ways. I think we've done really well to not be in a burning your furniture to stay alive type mentality. But that could have been very real with military law and martial law going on.
Yeah. It could have happened, couldn't it? We could have been in that computer game.
There was a time when it started getting a little bit edgy when people were saying the military are coming and stuff, and there was just like a real tension there. So COVID was a really difficult thing, but I kind of knew it was coming. What I mean by that is I listened to LBC when I was driving, and they said Wuhan wet market. I'm thinking, if there's no cure here, And I remember when the first people come from wherever they was, that cruise ship, and they had all the guys with the hazmat suits on driving, but then, sorry, in the coach, but then they had the drivers wearing the shirts, and I'm thinking,
right, what's that all about? Yeah,
I could not get. We're either taking this seriously or we're not. Which one is it?
Yeah.
So I kind of knew it was coming. So it wasn't like I just sat there waiting for things to happen. And
Yeah.
I think there's two schools of thought as well. Some people will do that and wait to see what happens. I was kind of going, okay, we need to be ready to move on this.
Do you know, it's one of the things that I quote you on the most, and I think we met probably when you were, I don't know, just in the early days of
2008, I'd say.
Yeah, it was really, really early. I remember I read your feet as well. Really bizarre thing to do, I know.
But you did. Well, that's a lovely claim to fame.
I read Brad
Or claim to shame. Yeah.
Yeah. But one of the things that I've heard you say a lot, and I have quoted you on, is what does this now make possible? Which I think is a brilliant question, because you didn't sit back when this pandemic hit and thought, shit, that's my business down the toilet. You thought, what does this make possible?
Well, that's it. What does this make possible? I actually get a blank piece of paper and I write that at the top and I say, right, let's fucking do it. Yeah. And actually, what this made possible was for a fresh start. Phone networking wasn't perfect as an organisation. And actually what it made possible is to start again, because what happened is we've been like Lego, or we'd be like Jenga, we'd be just fucking putting stuff on, and we had this big tower of success, and it wasn't great. Some stuff of it wasn't a great element, so it raised it to the ground, and we've started again. And actually, we're doing great, and we've been very fortunate to be in that position where it would have been so sad that a 14-year business, would have gone kaput. But so many businesses are going kaput, and it's because several reasons. I think that people don't move fast enough. They're kind of waiting for Rishi Sunak or Boris Johnson to come and fix things. You're going to be waiting a very long time. So really, this is a case of what does this make possible? And fucking go and do it.
Yeah, yeah. And I understand that we've got girls on top now as well.
Yes, we have. And what I've done, we've got a management team now. Pippa, she's worked with me for 3.5 years. She's now the managing director of Phone Networking Online, which is the first time ever in the company's history we've ever had the leader who is a female. And actually, what I believe that kind of does is, the kind of... can you hear the dog barking, by the way?
Yeah, it's fine. I love dogs. Right? It's fine.
No, I do. But he's thinking out. Give me a second. Ben, can you shut the dog up, please? I'm doing an interview. You can keep that in.
Yeah, that's fine. It's fine.
Oh, so yes, what was I saying? Yes, so we've got Pippa in terms of heading up the business, which is great because you get a female focus on everything. The alpha male, this thing here, right, mirrored, right? Lions do not work for 24 hours a day going around hunting, right? What they do, they sit on their ass all day, and actually the women do all the work primarily. If it goes off, the lion deploys for 30 minutes, then goes back down to it. That's pretty much what's going on at the moment, and I mean that in the nicest possible way. And actually, I you know me, I've done 40,000 miles a year. I will work tirelessly, but actually, what I've done is I've stepped back to allow the ladies, and Jen Hines is the training and operations director, to step forward. And actually, if they need me to come out, boom, I'm on it, because that's where I'm really good. I'm a really good fighter. That's what I do. I'm a fighter. Nobody messes with me. Well, and if they do, they have a fight. But I think the older Brad would have been Mr. Six-Shooter all the time. Now, I don't want to be fighting. I'd rather not. I'd rather show my teeth, and then if people want to have a fight, you really want to have a fight, and it's worthwhile. Because some things are worth fighting for. Many, many things are not. And actually, I've walked away from numerous fights in the last 16, 18 months, which in the old Brad, I would have been there. I know they ripped them to pieces. Now, fuck it. Let them do themselves. It's a different, more serene Brad.
Oh, there you go. You see, you're finding your zen, aren't you?
No question.
But here's the thing, though. I think that, would it be fair to say that's through your own personal experience? Because... Yeah. Because
say it.
You've kind of nearly burnt out twice, haven't you? And you've learned the hard way. I mean, I did it too, but you've learned the hard way. But you have learned that lesson, haven't you?
So two things here. One, previously I had a nervous breakdown. 2012, proper job, nervous breakdown. I was broken for 2.5 years. 2.5 fucking years. It's a bit like knicker elastic. Once it's gone, it's gone. You can tie it up, but it's gone, right? It's a catapult. You pull it back, snap, boom, it's gone. That's what happened 2.5 years. Now, more recently, with this whole COVID situation, is that you clocked me. And I didn't clock myself, which was really funny because we had a one-to-one like this. And you said, you suffer from stress or whatever.
You laughed at me and I went, I think there's a little bit of something going on.
And then 2 days later, I'm literally in bed for a week and I couldn't move. And I'm going, boom. So what happened is I didn't have a nervous breakdown. What I did is I burnt out. So I've sussed something out, which is this whole, I had 2 weeks, 1 week off ill and next week on holiday playing computer games. And I sussed something out, which is this whole piece where in the olden days, you'd have the blokes in the village, saber-tooth tiger would come, the blokes would go out, have a fight, adrenaline, boom, right? And a half hour later, they're back to relax. I've been in the wars for 3 months, and what happened with this COVID thing, my business had gone, like, £1 million plus business, boom, gone, fell off. Yeah. Overnight. So now I've got the office, I've got bills, I've got this, I've got fuck, right? Then I've got to try change my business. Then I've got to pacify everyone who's kicking off. Well, I've got my membership. So I had 3 months, plus my wife panicking and all this sort of stuff. I had 3 months in the wars. And actually the war, I said to somebody said, how are you dealing with it? I said, listen, scale of 1 to 10. I said, probably said to you, 10 being hardcore, stressed, 1 not, and 1.1. I've been like that for the last 3. And what was happening is I was getting stress, like blood pressure. I'd go and have a shower, or I'd turn my phone off for half an hour. And actually, here's the thing: adrenaline is a real thing. It is a real thing. It's a finite resource, like the same way you put oil in a car. If you're driving your car, I don't give a fuck if it's a sports car or a fucking Morris Minor. If you're driving it fast or slow without oil, you're damaging it. And that's what happened to me. And this is as recent, let me be quite clear, as 4 weeks ago. Yeah. Right? Or maybe 6 weeks ago. And actually, I'm a smart guy, right? I'm a fucking smart guy. I've written books about stress. I've written this. How on earth did it? I ambushed myself because I was getting warning signs and I kept pressing manual override. And I described it, it's a bit strong, this metaphor, but I'm going to share it. I described it like running down the stairs at 9/11 at the Twin Towers. I'm tired. Well, you can be fucking tired. Keep running. Yeah. And that's what I had to do. But there comes a point when you're out of the towers, you've got to go, actually, stop running. And a metaphor for what was going on, because I was pushing my team. Now, fortunately, I was the one that fucking burnt out, me. Yeah. But I was pushing my team to get us through this zone. And, I always say this, like, your biggest chance of success is your brain. Your biggest chance of failure is your brain. People, I go to the gym and lift the weight. If it's too heavy, I can't lift it. It's going to rip and boom. Your brain's a muscle. And yet people don't see it. People just just keep putting more and more stuff. And I'll tell you, this whole thing with this COVID is that it's like, whether it's affecting you financially, emotionally, mentally, physically, spiritually, it's affecting us all. Yeah. And I believe there's a load of time bombs that were like me. Yeah. Now, I consider myself back to normal, like I genuinely did after that. And I think where it was going wrong as well is you kind of, I've got an afternoon off tomorrow. So you have an afternoon off and ice cream and you think you're fucking recharged. Let me tell you, just an afternoon off and a fucking ice cream.
Doesn't do it.
No, but you think it does. Yeah. What it does, it kind of masks the stress. And so I've learned loads about myself in the last 6 weeks, and it's fascinating at a 47-year-old that you can still learn loads about yourself. Yeah. And you think you've got it sussed. And
then you get some loony like me kind of messaging you and saying, "Are you all right?"
And default position is, I'm perfect.
Yeah, of course I am. I'm fine.
Lisa, I genuinely did believe I was.
Yeah.
Right? That's the fucking crazy thing about it. Like, genuinely, I'm not just flanneling, If I would have said, I felt great. So, but what that was that's why you have blokes outside nightclubs with their shirts not ripped off. Come on! Because adrenaline.
You were just running on it. Yeah, you're just running on adrenaline and cortisol.
When that runs out, right? I swear to you, I lay down on the Saturday, and I couldn't move. It normally take me 3 seconds to walk to my toilet from my bedroom. It took me 15 seconds. I couldn't walk instantly like that. Boom. I was no energy. So when your energy, your normal resources, nutrition and so forth, all you've got is Red Bull and coffees. Once they stop working, that's you finished. Yeah. And that's what happened. And people don't, people do not get this thing at all. Yeah.
Well, I am delighted that you are proper back on it and feeling well. What's next then? What's next? I know that you're writing your 5th book.
Yeah.
What's going on for Brad Burton right now? What's next?
So I've got I do my Now What Lives. Do you know them?
Yeah, I do. Right. Yeah.
So I run my personal development stuff. And once again, I've had to take that online. I've had no option. I'm to take that online. Normally, I run these events twice a year. And it's just great. It's a great jamboree for people to come together. I get a lineup of speakers. It's good energy, meeting people. We can't do that. So effectively, we're going to have to take that online. So I'm doing that online. Listen, I don't know whether I've got self-limiting beliefs or not. Right? And what I mean by that is actually, I'm good with my life. You know, when does it end? You know, got Elon Musk, excuse me, Elon Musk planning to go to Mars, or fuck Mars, you want to go to Saturn. You know, when does it end? Like, you don't want to do Saturn, you want to do Pluto. It's like fucking, you know, if you said to this kid who just reverse up, the kid who's been addicted to drugs, hey Brad, you will live in a wonderful 5-bedroom house in a village where no one's getting shot, you'd have a wonderful car, you'd have your own arcade machine, you'd have a wonderful balanced family, you'd have people working for you. And actually, some people kind of, you know, always want to go to the next thing. I'm quite happy almost banking where I am.
Yeah.
You know, and actually, if you look at pontoon or blackjack, the idea is to get 21. Well, I'm quite happy sticking on 19. Yeah. I'm quite happy. And so all I'm going to do is keep making a positive difference, as I am doing. I run my own Now What Club, my own mentoring club, which is rocking and rolling, and I continue to do that. Honestly, if you'd have got me 14 years ago and started my business off, my primary motivation would be to make money. Right now, if you said to me, "What's your primary motivation?" To make a positive difference.
Yeah.
And like, I swear to you, I swear to you, it's like when you've got everything you want, money's valueless.
Yeah. I mean, I've observed you from afar over the whole journey, in all really, and I think, you know, you've been subjected to a little bit of hippie shit with people around you along the way as well, which has done you no harm whatsoever. And actually, it's amazing to see the shifts in you now from when I first met you. And that you are truly making a difference in the world.
But you know what? Well, this is the thing with it, is that everyone's motivation is about fucking money and jets and 10x in your business and lavishness and you know, jacuzzis and fucking...
Mine never has been. But again, some people are,
but you see, for what I'm saying is that's the hot spots right now on the Facebook advertising. You know, lead magnets, it's all about money. And actually, what happens to people just being fucking happy? Because the reason that we want money is
it's only to get a better feeling. That's all that you're always searching for, is a better feeling. Yeah?
I think that people want money to make them happy. I think the thing that eludes them is happiness. They believe that by getting money, they'll get happy. I've got friends of mine with like millions of pounds liquid personal money, right? Millions. And I guarantee they're not as happy as me. I absolutely guarantee. One of them said to me, I would swap every penny to be as happy as you, Brad, and content. And it's like, fucking hell, this guy has got, I was at his cash point, 10 million quid that he can withdraw out of a cash point, 10 million pounds. And he says, I wish I could be as happy as you. And I said, well, you can be. Stop having this fucking master, which is money. He's got 10 million quid. When you can go in any restaurant and order whatever you want, you can have the best table, the best hotels. When every time that you travel first class, it's no longer first class. It's standard.
Yeah. Happiness is an inside job, isn't it? It's
no question, chicken. And I tell you, like I say, considering I'm a guy from Salford, Manchester, I'm no fucking mug, and actually very streetwise and this, that, and the other, and you can read between the lines with what that means, right? But you know, I look at my life now and I think to myself, all I've ever wanted to be is happy. All I've ever wanted to do is have roots, and I've got both happiness and roots right now, and I'm doing my utmost to help other people do the same.
So, as I ask all of my guests, before we wrap up for today, what is, on the back of that, what is your top life tip? For anybody listening, what would you say to them? What's your top tip for life?
Make decisions, right? Because the reason we remain stuck in life is we're scared of making a decision in case it's the wrong one. Look at Brexit, right? Brexit's a good example of that. If I go on my timeline now and say, hey, Brexit, in it, remain or out, you'll have 51%, 49% of people, and they'll just go round and round and round, and nobody will change the position, right? Yeah. No one's getting any more data. Now, the Brexit deal got done on the last day. Yeah. Now, if that last day was a month before, it would have got done on the last day. If it was 6 months before, it would have got done on the last day. Right? So by giving yourself this deadline I'm about to share with you right now, this will change your life. This is something that I developed, and companies like Bentley Global use it now, their trading team. When I make decisions within 24 seconds. If I can't make a decision in 24 seconds, I make it in 24 minutes. If I can't make a decision in 24 minutes, I'll make it in 24 hours. If I can't make a decision in 24 hours, I've just made the decision. It's not important. Next. Yeah. And that is how, so I will not take longer than 24 hours for any decision. Some people are mulling over whether they should leave a job or not, and they're still there 6 months' time, pissed off, increasing that, and their ability to make decisions has fell away. So when it comes to making decisions, make better decisions faster. That's what I have on my thing, and make better decisions faster. This is what I do. I make better decisions, because where you end up in your life is a direct result of your decisions. When I look at the shit that I've ended up in my life, on those occasions, it's not been bad luck, it's been bad decisions.
Yeah.
So be responsible for every single decisions and make better decisions faster.
Brilliant, brilliant advice. Well, it's been an absolute pleasure spending some time with you. Glad to see that you are rocking it and on it. Truly happy.
Honestly, I'm back.
Yeah.
You can tell Lise, I'm back. Compared to where I was fucking 6 weeks ago, I'm back.
Yeah.
But I had to get in war zone, kid. I had no option because I had no option because otherwise we won't be having this conversation because I'd be like that now because I've got no business. So it was a very heavy price to pay, but one that was a temporary measure, not a permanent fixture.
Yeah, fantastic. Brilliant chatting with you today. Thanks really for spending the time with me, Brad. It's been brilliant.
Cheers, Elle. All the best, people.